Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I was not gonna make this video, but then this happened. Trump's kids are going through their shitcoiner phase. Bitcoin is not crypto. Big things coming, says Donald Trump Jr. This is the future. I have truly fallen in love with crypto and DeFi. Stay tuned for a big announcement. We already know Trump knows what Ripple and XRP is. And most likely Don Jr. knows as well. Look at the logo, the M&M logo that he has. So while the Bitcoin maxis scream about Don Jr. and Eric Jr. looking at crypto and DeFi as the future, I'd like to bring your attention to Don Jr.'s media company, M&M logo. It sure does resemble another certain company's logo. Kinda looks like a bridge also. I really do believe that the Trumps all know what Ripple is and what XRP is. And that comes from Moon Soonly. So this is what Bitcoiners are holding. You're losing your ass from when you told me it was useless at 30K. Short it. Take a listen to the Black Swan author right here on Bitcoin.
At one point is Bitcoin proved once again that it's not a hedge against your assets melting.
What, right? Or against money printing, or it's just a speculative asset. It's like a NASDAQ.
It's a speculative asset that seems to, it's just like, behave, like high-priced real estate in Manhattan,
right,
or to track the stock market.
Right. That may be true, but you're losing your...
And that's what happened. When this crash happened, people realized that Bitcoin was not a good option to park your money. Reports that hundreds of thousands of crypto accounts were liquidated over the weekend following Bitcoin's price drop to 49K. Take a listen to this.
People look for safety. They buy treasuries, they buy gold. People don't buy Bitcoin for safety.
Yeah, Bitcoin is still mostly a risk-on asset. And, there's potentially been lots of liquidations. I think several 100,000 accounts liquidated over the weekend.
To get money, money.
Yeah, margin calls and...
So what does that say to you, though, longer term about Bitcoin? Does it say anything to you?
I think it's showing you that as it becomes more widely held and held in traditional brokerage accounts, it is going to be increasingly a risk-on asset.
So we shouldn't think of it as gold, then, a digital gold. We shouldn't think of it as a store of value per se. We should think of it as something else, a speculative tool that's in the sort of NASDAQ-y camp.
It's kind of both. It's very unique.
How can it be both? When people say both, I don't get that both part.
I sort of agree. It obviously has. Some people think it has value, but when you need it and you need to turn some of that value into.
But yet the Bitcoin maxis want us to believe that Bitcoin is where you should be parking your money when everything's crashing down. Like I said multiple times on this channel, Bitcoin sucks compared to XRP, and that is just a plain fact. But why is the mainstream media news turning on Bitcoin all of a sudden? I think it's because what's going on right now is they're trying to make Harris look pro-crypto, but I think they're failing. And because they're failing, all of a sudden they're going to shift and they're going to attack Bitcoin. They're going to use it against Trump going forward. Tezos co-founder calls Bitcoin pretend internet money on CNBC. Take a listen.
No, I think basically what we're seeing is something similar to what happened at the beginning of COVID, where folks get a sense of something that looks like a recession, and the first thing they decide to sell is their pretend internet money. The news coming out of Japan obviously correlates with quite a bit of that.
So it's nothing different than margin calls, and if you have stocks or Bitcoin or any assets that are sellable, you can you can take profits and maybe cover what you need to cover elsewhere. Nothing further than that. I mean, gold didn't go down.
I think Bitcoin gets a bit of a shellacking because it's definitely cast more as a speculative currency. It's not treated the same as a lot of other equities.
But yet they want us to believe Bitcoin is money. The narrative around Bitcoin is dying, but yet Bitcoin maxis love to call what we're holding, XRP, a shitcoin. Yet Ripple already has ties to most of the banks. The CBDCs that people are building out in their countries are tied to RippleNet technology. And in the future, once XRP is running on all those rails and moving value from point A to point B, working as the bridge currency that it was built to be, all of a sudden, Bitcoin's going to be irrelevant. And yet these maxis, they just don't want to believe it. Because for years, people like Michael Saylor and now BlackRock is telling them that that's the greatest asset that they should be holding. But that's the problem I see. When so many people are telling you, you need to have this, this is the future, this is where you should put your money, it's a store of value, it's digital gold. There's a major problem for me. You know, I don't see people saying, hey, get into XRP. You know, it's going to be the internet of value. The only reason we know that is because we're XRP holders and we've been researching this for such a long period of time. But Bitcoin is nothing but hype. And once the hype ends, the belief ends. And that's how it will end up becoming irrelevant. And honestly, I look at XRP as a better store of value. And once tokenization of gold starts, that will end the idea of Bitcoin being digital gold as well. Binance CEO Richard Tang makes the argument why it is a bull market. So he says that he reveals $2.2 billion net inflow, sparking bull market speculation as trading volumes and assets skyrocket. I think he's right. I think we're still in a bull market. I think Bitcoin's going to have a fantastic run up. After that, that's when I would pull out and get invested in the future. XRP, XLM, XDC. And I can't stress that enough to retail investors, because any retail investor that's going to be in Bitcoin, they're going to end up being exit liquidity. Global shift to real-time payments, open banking, ISO. Take a listen to this, coming from Volante.
You've got open banking, you've got APIs, now you have real-time payments being mandated, SEPA Instant. So together, if you combine ISO plus open banking plus real-time, that is a significant push that the region is taking. It's like
everybody's moving towards real-time payments. And what is going to be at the heart of real-time payments? XRP. You know, if you look at the big picture around XRP, Ripple has so many connections. I'm telling you, Ripple is going to be bigger than BlackRock when all the dust settles. And then there's this. So the industry is now at an inflection point where products are delivering tangible value without necessitating user expertise. Barry concurred, citing examples such as JP Morgan's Onyx blockchain, Citi's tokenized deposits, and BlackRock's blockchain-based ETFs as evidence of mainstream financial institutions leveraging blockchain to solve real-world problems. The only problem that BlackRock's ETFs are really solving is they're bringing other institutions in. They're getting them involved with crypto. They're walking them from Main Street to the crypto space is what's going on. Eventually, BlackRock will shift all of those institutional investors into utility. I think that will be the end game. Illinois changes biometric privacy law to help corporations avoid big payouts. This comes from Blue Hawk Legend. So what's going on here is this. People sued over their biometric information being utilized, and they're filing this lawsuit under Biometric Information Privacy Act. to dramatically limit the financial penalties faced by companies that illegally obtain or sell biometric identifiers such as eye scans, face scans, fingerprints, and voice prints. You know, hopefully we get some sort of laws around this. We need a digital bill of rights because things are starting to pick up around technology. You know, they have face recognition cameras everywhere. And here in the United States, it's not as widespread as what's going on in the UK, but we are already pushing in that direction. And I would like to see laws put in place before we go any deeper into this. Because we are also at a time where AI is rising. The fifth industrial revolution is here, and it's merging with the fourth industrial revolution, which is blockchain and crypto. And this is the biggest time in your life that if you invest in the right way, in the right cryptocurrencies right now, you can get generational wealth from this. That's how big this is, what's in front of us right now. U.S. administration to allocate $2.2 billion for power grid upgrades. So they're saying that they need to upgrade the power grid. But I see this as a push for EV adoption. You know, they kept saying they're going to outlaw gas-powered vehicles by 2030. But our power grid cannot handle that right now. Plus, at the same time, AI also draws a lot of power. And going forward, that's why it's going to be so important to be holding cryptocurrencies that are green. Because I think if your crypto isn't green, most likely they're going to regulate it out. Because if it's going to be a drain on the power grid and it's stopping them from pushing different environmental friendly, you know, industries like maybe like something like EV powered cars, maybe it's going to be EV powered, delivery vehicles, whatever. You get the point. But that's why I think they're upgrading the power grid. Not only that, I see a lot of people complaining that they don't even have a place to charge their EV vehicle. I'm going to stick with a gas-powered vehicle, but that's just me. I would probably never charge my vehicle. It would end up sitting around forever. Because think about it. You have to run to the store. Oh, you ran to the store one too many times. Now you're down to nothing. Now you got to sit there and wait for your car to charge. I just can't wrap my head around that. That's a major problem for me. But as we push into the future, you could see technology evolving. And what's going on is it's moving very fast. And again, XRP is part of the future, where Bitcoin is getting left behind because of the fast advancement of technology. We're not going backwards. Technology is moving forward. And that's why I always said Bitcoin is the past, XRP is the future. But as time goes on, we are going to watch XRP flip Bitcoin as well and wait until that day comes. That's going to be a very exciting time. You want to be holding when that happens. But until it does happen, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.